Hello, Quantum Life community. I wanted to do a little energy update for you guys in here about the 1010 gateway that we are entering as of this moment, this now, and give you guys a little bit of a heads up of what's coming, and try to help you make sense of your ascension process as often as I can. First, I wanted to thank everybody for joining me for Second Sunday, and yesterday, or a couple days ago when we did the question and answer. That was phenomenal. We really got deep with that one. And all of the new people who have joined me in this group since Second Sunday. It's so awesome to have you guys in here. And just a little recap of what the intention of this group is. It's a little portal for me to be able to teach my frequency, vibration, and quantum perspective of the spiritual journey through wellness and awareness. So that is the mission that I have for doing these lives, and utilizing social media for what it was designed and gifted to us for, is to connect, to create that unity, and to bring in knowledge and create wisdom from it. So first and foremost, I wanted to give you guys a little update about what's going on with us here at Tika. Obviously, we have an accelerated masterclass that goes on in our private subscription group, which is $22 a month, and that gives you my in the moment channeling Saturday or Thursday classes that are usually about 2 hours long, that I channel right from the collective into the hands of the light workers for real time training, and you're on the job training for light workers. And really what it is about is it's about remembering who you are and putting your self, mind, body, soul, me, myself, and I back together so that you can really accomplish your mission on this planet. Because believe it or not, each one of us has a specific mission of why we decided to come to Earth as an empath in this incarnation. And now I'm not saying that you haven't been to Earth before, or you haven't, had incarnations here with other intentions, but this particular incarnation that you chose to be here is very specific for the ascension process that's happening. And it takes a lot of courage, a lot of strength, a lot of awareness and ability to work through karmic activity from timelines, which means that when you came here, you knew you were going to have to take responsibility for some unawareness that you've left behind on other timelines. If you're in Tika, which is Transcendence International Consciousness Academy, my year-long, you are very familiar with the understanding of how all of that works quantumly. And if you're just joining me for the first time and just getting a little taste of my work, I very much have the intention of staying out of the spiritual concepts and keeping everything about intention and frequency and vibration and mission. So, your earth mission is the same as your divine mission. Your human mission is different than your divine mission. And really what it comes down to is understanding that and allowing yourself to flow with that instead of against your own current. We're moving into really, really expansive times. The planet is waking up. And I wanted to talk a little bit about allowing yourself to expand in the coming months, because you're going to go through a new birth cycle. And as the planet integrates and becomes this fifth dimensional awareness of itself, we are the micro of that, and we will have our own integration, just like Mother Earth is, and she's kind of paving the way for us. And if you notice, she is purging, and she is expanding, and she is letting go, and she is shining light, and she is surfacing things that have been buried for a really long time, so that we may know the universal truth of why we're here and what we're doing as a collective. And as we move into this unity of awareness as one, which, if you understand the number 10, which is why I kind of cut and pasted the numerology number 10, is it goes back to that one. And isn't it fascinating how to be completely aligned with unity and completely become a community as unity, we have to get completely independent as the one. We have to become the one. So if you look at anything that is zero after a number, it's just a multiplication of that one. So what do you want your world to look like? it's got to start with how you want yourself to look like, which is exactly what this number 10 represents. And it's not about waiting for someone else to do it for us, or fixing, having someone come love us the way we want to be loved, or blaming someone for not, showing us more unconditional values. It's really about who we really know we are underneath that, who we are as that one, and understanding that we are the creators and the pointers and the directors of our own chosen frequency and vibration. Choice is the true definition of frequency. So as we're moving into understanding the one, we have to understand that in order to help ourselves, we have to help the world. Now, we're all doing that in different ways, because again, if you're born an empath on this planet, you can't not help. You can't not love to give in some form or another. You can't love anything other than just to, even if it's just something that you're holding in your heart as a dear wish that you could help more. It's who you are. It's all you'll ever be, is that divine empath that is wanting the world to love itself and each other, and in that process wanting to love yourself. So as we go through the natural progressions of the ascension process, see, the ascension process is flowing, and you're flowing with it, but it depends on what classroom you're in that cycle, that determines how your reality is showing up. And I kind of touched on this with Second Sunday, whether you're going through the storms outside of you, or if you're having those inner storms, you're going through the class that is your level of awareness. Your level of awareness dictates the reality that you are generating through default or self-generated creation, which means you are either the quantum focuser, or you are quantumly all over the place and life is happening to you, but it's still happening through you, even though you don't know that you are focusing on just too many things, which is causing your reality to look mismatched, okay? And obviously I do a lot of teaching about frequency and vibration and virtual reality and the matrix concept and quantum mechanics and the field of possibilities and potential, universal knowledge, wisdom, imagination, vision, expanded awareness, knowledge. And I have a book coming out that basically is the 7 simple principles of manifestation, quantumly explained. Very simplistic, because I try to teach everything very simplistic so that even someone who's just waking up can understand quantum theory by just understanding frequency and vibration. I wanted to talk a little bit about this number 1 today, because the number 1 reason I found that people cannot become their one, which means then that they can add the zeros to them, which is the empty space of the unity principle, because we're all just technically one. We have to become the one. Just like in order for you to attract your soulmate, you have to become your soulmate. Just in order for you to attract wealth, you have to become wealth. You see how this number 1 is all about leadership and its independence. And it's very important that you understand that you cannot be untrusting of yourself and walk with a community. You have to be the leader that walks side by side in that community. Otherwise, someone will always have knowledge or power over you, and you will always feel insignificant within your own role on the planet. So how is a way for us to be able to feel that oneness when, our house is falling apart, our relationships are falling apart, money's gone, self-identity is being just completely squashed, relationships are changing, the world is chaotic. How do we find that one principle so that we can actively be in at least the high school or college classes of the ascension and not have to be in the kindergarten classes of being swept with the currents? Because again, regardless of where you are at your awareness, in your awareness journey, you're going with the ascension process, but you may be going in a kindergarten fashion, or you may be going with a PhD. It all is based in responsibility, and responsibility is the ability to respond to the one, okay? So I want to talk a little bit about contribution, because contribution creates your personal value for yourself. So what is value? What devalues you? If anything, this year has really tried its best to devalue you. It has tried its best to take everything that you thought you needed, wanted, created away from you so that you could feel all the way depths of the bottom places of your own heartbreak and own wounding and own shadows so that you could realize that you were there to catch yourself all this time. So how does contribution work into that? One of the things is when we're working on creating abundance and freedom in our lives, we have to realize that this is a give and receive universe. If you are really good at giving, but you are not good at receiving, you're probably being tested with that right now in your reality, which means that you're needing help, and it doesn't feel good to need help. But at the same time, if you're the one, is anyone really helping you? Are we all helping each other at the same level? And you've got to learn to work with others. You see that receiving is learning to work with others. Giving is keeping that vibrational wall of I'm still an empath, but I'm not letting you into my field because it's not safe for me to trust you or give my heart to you or to give something to you because I'm afraid you'll need something in return because it's been conditional. So the universe is breaking you of this. So whether you're doing this in kindergarten or you're doing this with a PhD, it doesn't matter. It's all the same language. And just like you could listen to someone talk about quantum physics and it just go, psh, or you can listen to me talk about it at a 4th grade level and be like, oh my gosh, this totally makes sense. So contribution. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about my personal journey this year so that you can understand why I have been learning this too. You know, I have completely changed my business model to reach more people. And more people who could, at a vibrational understanding, hear my voice. Before, my intention was I want to reach people who see the value and can be abundant enough to create the reality to go on this journey with me. Well, as the world has been flipped upside down, one of the first things that people have lost is their ability to feel safe creating money. So what I did was I stopped charging huge amounts of money for my coaching forums and workshops and all these things. I slashed everything down. I created an online global forum to reach all countries, not just the 14 countries that could afford my work, reach all countries in a free group on YouTube, in my Tika groups, which is a small subscription, and write some books so that people who can't necessarily learn viscerally through hearing and seeing me can sit with a book and read it over and over again. And that's why we're producing curriculum, and that's why we have books that are waiting to be published. And one of the things as an empath and an indigo that I have really, really come to intend in my reality is that I want to do this from a group expansional place. I don't want to do this by, having secret investors invest in me and, publish my books but then change my work to fit what they want. I obviously don't like authority, and I don't like people telling me how I need to teach. And so I've really kind of pushed away from taking any help when it comes to like big monies that can fund my career. I have no desire to be famous. I have no desire to be like a guru. I want to be side by side with you on your journey, walking and hand in hand, because you know what? It's awesome to be able to talk to people. When you're up here and somebody's down here and you're going, well, I don't know how you got up there. And I'm going, well, would you please come up here so we can talk? I would much rather have an army, a whole unity population of people walking side by side than have this hierarchy guruship that I am completely against as far as leadership roles. Obviously, my birth number is a number 1, so it's been a born leader. It's been in my genes to just inspire people and remind people who they are since I was a little tiny child, regardless of what was going on with me. And so what I want you guys to understand is that you will not clean up your abundance issues unless you understand contribution. It has to be a give and receive energy. For you to really integrate where we're going, you realize that the number 1 is you, and the whole planet is you, with zeros added on, right? Now, we're going into the next porthole, which is 1111. What does that signify? Double 1, right? It's all about understanding yourself, and it's gratitude towards yourself. And so you're not going to feel that if you're out of contribution with your own reality. And how you can do that, how you can create value is, I know that I'm not the only teacher that you guys follow. I know there's thousands of books and workshops, and you guys are finding the voices that resonate at the frequency that speak to your soul. You may have 5 or 6 or 7 or 12 different teachers that you tap into to get your knowledge, and as long as everything kind of has the same vibe, you feel safe. Well, how are you contributing to them? How are you buying their books? Are you buying their workshops? Are you sharing their videos so that the world can get them? Are you how would you want to be treated if you were sitting here with me or on the other side? If I was watching you, how would you care to be treated on this side? It takes a lot of heart. It takes a lot of courage. It takes a lot of deep work on myself, because I have to be an example. I can't be on the other side of this and be lying to you guys about what I'm doing in my reality, because you'll be able to tell. It takes a huge amount of courage to do what it is that we're doing as teachers. And so one of the things is, if you guys are aspiring teachers or messengers or writers or bloggers or empaths or healers, you have to decide how you would like to be treated. And then you need to start treating your teachers that way. Because I get emails constantly, 24/7, that say, I love your work, I love your classes, but I don't have any money, and I can just watch it on YouTube. You will not get the energy exchange if you're not giving back value, okay? So what I urge you guys to do is to write a comment on your favorite YouTube teacher's wall so that the world can see what impact they have made on you. Donate $1 to, a project that speaks to your heart. I don't care if you only have $2. The law of abundance states that what you give your energy to, and money is energy, expands. Okay? So I started a GoFundMe page for my books so that I could publish my books, get them into your hands, so that I don't have to say the same things over and over again, because I would really like to teach more PhD type of universal knowledge than the same manifestation steps over and over again. It's in a book. Find the book. So this is the principle. If you like what I'm saying, donate $1. You don't have to join my $22 Pika class, because again, $1 helps this. It keeps me on mission. And donate 50 cents or $3 to the video that just literally touched your soul from your favorite teacher. Because we all literally, if you go to our websites, we're all moms. We're all trying to stay away from corporate America and get paid to be ourselves. We're all showing up as light workers, even though when it's super scary, and we all have that little donate button. And if you would like to switch places with me, which I would love to have you here with me teaching, how would you like to be treated? Because it's the one that we're moving into the solstice. It's very important that when we go through the rebirthing cycle in December, that you know who you are and where you are flowing your personal power to. Who are you flowing your power to? And again, because who you help is the reflection of how you want the universe to help you. Do you have a book that you would love published? That's actually why I created the Quantum Life Tika Tribe group, because I want a place for you guys to showcase your teachings, to raise your money for your books, to tell your stories. It's not about sharing, Teal Swan's latest video in that place. It's about me saying, hey, I'm a teacher too, and I'm moving into my one power, and I want to share this story with you guys. And I love what you're doing over there in that tribe group, because it's your place to shine with absolutely no judgment, and people who can hear the tone of your voice and get something from the benefit, because they are on that mission of quantum frequency and vibration, understanding of spirituality. So that's what I have gifted for you guys, is that's a place for you to build your own practice, your own support team, your own friendships in there. And what we're doing here is we are literally acting on our intentions of saying we're giving and we would like to receive the same way. There is so much information you guys are missing in the Tika class. I get a lot of emails like, oh, I'm good, I'm in the free group. You guys have no idea what's going on in there. Like, I am doing some crazy teaching in there that is in the moment, and I am blowing my own horn because I'm very confident about who I am as a teacher. I might not be the most confident person in all of my relationships or on earth in general, but when it comes to my work, I have absolute certainty of where my information is coming from and the intention behind my teachings, and I know how valuable that is. So I want you guys to treat people all of these teachers that have gotten you to the place where you are today, treat them as you want to be treated, because we're all in this together. And when you treat someone the way you want to be treated, then you walk side by side with that person in unity, because we are pushing our way into unity. So thank you guys so much for watching Second Sunday. I do that from the bottom of my heart. Like I told the Tika class yesterday in my channeled recording, is I went really gentle with that Second Sunday. Usually I'm pretty hardcore. I went gentle because the collective consciousness, I always tap in the morning and say, you know, where is collective consciousness? In September, collective consciousness was in the vibration of drowning. People felt literally like they were drowning. October is uncertainty. It's like, okay, I can kind of like keep my head above water, but I don't know where I am. Okay, and so this is where you need to start telling the universe who you are, what you want, what you're investing in. You know, I always say invest in two things. Invest in your highest excitement and joy, and invest in reminding yourself of who you are, whether that's through teachings, whether that's through healings, whether that's from learnings, whatever it is, books, education products that remind you of who you are. Because that is really, every time you spend money, you are telling the universe what character you're playing. And money will go away when we're using it correctly. When we're not using it to hide, when we're not using it to puff up our lack of awareness or puff up our lack of worth. Like, look at my new car because I feel so unworthy. Or look at my big house because I don't know who I am. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with manifesting huge amounts of abundance, because I trust me, I've had it. You know, I mean, I just moved from a 7,000 square foot house that was $1 million basically into a smaller home, because once I got it, I realized I didn't want it. I realized that, okay, I manifested it, but now what? Now it's actually just stuff that I have to maintain all day long that isn't really helping me feel like my highest excitement. But I'm really glad that I was able to create that and manifest that so that I could be that character. I could be the character that can manifest $1 million house as a spiritual teacher, right? I proved to myself that I get paid to be myself. And now what I want to do is I want to prove to myself that we can walk hand in hand, and that there's no idealistic guruship going on in any of my teachings or any of my graduates' teachings, and that we are all in this together, because when you understand that, you understand the number 10. And we are here at the 10-10 mark, and this is where we all need to stand in that circle and hold hands, and where I fall short, you give to me, and where you fall short, I will give to you, because I'm going to continue to do this. And I hope that in a year's time, every person, all 800 of you guys that are in this group, have your own channels, your own books, your own methods, your own inspiration pouring out of you, and you're not afraid to sit on the other side of the screen and have these conversations to absolutely everyone or no one. So thank you guys for joining me. Yes, I do one-on-one consultations. You can I'll have my team reach out to you. And again, you know, just go to your favorite resource that has touched your soul and donate something. And you don't have to donate money. You can donate a testimonial. You can donate a comment. You can share a video. You can subscribe to a channel of someone who spends hours and hours. You know, FYI, Susie spends probably about 40 hours a week learning how to market and understand YouTube, and that goes completely overlooked, you know, as far as the gratitude mark. Amber is spending, you know, 40 hours a week editing my curriculum so that there's a database of all of this work that we have in our archive for the last 2 years of this ascension process. Frank is, you know, he's coaching, he's teaching, he's editing, he's edited my books. You know, it's thousands and thousands of hours for all of us, where basically on the other end of it, there was no paycheck. There was just a mission. So the 1 and the 0 is, what is your mission? And if you're not on mission, how are you contributing to others that have helped you with your mission? This is the give and receive that will actually create more abundance in your life. When my money line gets low, I donate, I pay it forward, I pay for someone's meal, right? I give money away, because what I'm saying is if I'm in a drought, I need to give. And the universe will say, oh, abundance, here's some more abundance, because I can only receive abundance if I'm abundant. So don't tell us you don't have the money. Just say, I have this. I have a hug, I have a testimonial, I have this. Because when you say it, it's NLP, neuro linguistics programming. What you say is who you are to the universe. I don't care if you don't have $1. You have clothes, you have this, you have that. You have abundance of resources inside of you. You have stories to tell. You have missions to be on point with. This is your abundance. And this is what I'm urging you to give right now, is to the people that have made your journey enlightened, successful, understanding, and safe. So thank you guys so much for all of this. I love and adore all of you. I love this platform. I cannot wait for my students to become sidekicks, which we have a lot of TICA graduates that are going on to do huge bodies of work right now. And I look forward to being on this journey with you, not above you. So let's all go do this together. Happy 10/10, and I'm going to be doing these energy updates probably once a week. We're going to be showcasing a paragraph from our book for our GoFundMe page, and and I wish you all abundance and knowing that you are the one. Thank you.